Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, Arpita. Good morning. Good morning, Abhay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Shapad. Today we will discuss about the structure and functions of the nucleus, chromosomes. Okay. The nucleus is consists of mainly how many parts?
Four parts.
Yes, four parts are there. What are they?
Nuclear envelope,
Nuclear and
nucleoplasm,
nucleoplasm,
chromatin, and nucleolus.
nucleoplasm. Right, what are the parts of the nucleus? Nucleus is mainly consists of four parts. There one is nuclear envelope, and second one is nucleoplasm. Third one is chromatin material. Chromatin material. Fourth one is nucleolus. Nucleoli, many several spherical shaped structures are present in a nucleus. More than one spherical shaped bodies are present, nucleoli. Only one spherical shaped structure is present in the nucleus, that's called as nucleolus. So what are the parts of the nucleus? Nucleus is consist of nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm. What is the another name of nucleoplasm? That's also known as nuclear
Matrix.
matrix. Very good. Nuclear matrix or carrier carrier right. The nuclear envelope. How many membranes are there in nuclear envelope?
Two
Two
membranes.
membranes. Two
Two
membranes.
membranes.
Two membranes, right? Two membranes. Okay, this is here I drawn the two membranes of the nuclear envelope. This one is the outer membrane of nucleus, right? And this inner row, the inner membrane of the nucleus, right? The space present in between the two membranes called as
Perinuclear.
perinuclear space, right?
Space.
Perinuclear space. So the perinuclear space in between the two membranes, perinuclear space is 10 to 50 nanometer. Perinuclear space. The space present in between the two membranes known as perinuclear space. The perinuclear space is 10 to 50 nanometer. Right. At certain regions, the two membranes are fused to form a pores. So these are called nuclear pores. Nuclear pores. At certain regions, both the membranes of envelope fused to form a pores. So these pores are called as nuclear pores. So what is the function of nuclear pores? The nuclear pores are useful for the transportation of substances like as RNA and proteins, RNA molecules and proteins, RNA and proteins, RNA and this here I draw RNA molecule, okay, and the proteins. The RNA and the protein molecules are moves from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm of the cell. Cytoplasm, nucleoplasm to cytoplasm of the cell. Right, the RNA and proteins are moves from nucleoplasm to cytoplasm of the cell. From cytoplasm to nucleoplasm of the cell. Cytoplasm to nucleoplasm of the cell. So in both the directions, the RNA and the proteins are moves from cytoplasm to nucleoplasm, nucleoplasm to cytoplasm of the cell, nucleoplasm to cytoplasm of the cell. What is the function of the nuclear pores? Please message me answer.
Extend
the
the
nuclear pores, the transportation of RNA,
proteins.
RNA and proteins from where to where?
nucleoplasm to cytoplasm and cytoplasm to nucleoplasm.
Very good. Nucleoplasm to cytoplasm. Nucleoplasm to cytoplasm of the cell. Cytoplasm to nucleoplasm of the cell. In both the directions. So nuclear pores are helpful for the transportation of the substances like as RNA and proteins from nucleoplasm to the cytoplasm, cytoplasm to the nucleoplasm in both the directions. Right, what is the next part? The second part of the nucleus. The nucleus is consist of the nuclear membrane. Right, nuclear envelope, outer membrane, inner membrane. The space present in between the two membranes is called as perinuclear spaces. Right. The nuclear pores are present in the nuclear envelope. These are helpful for transportation of the substances. Next, the second part of the nucleus is the nucleoplasm. Nuclear membrane. One is nuclear membrane, and second one is nucleoplasm, or matrix of the nucleus. Matrix of the nucleus. So inside the nucleus, nuclear matrix or karyolymph is present. Right. So this is a nuclear envelope. Inside the nucleus, the nucleoplasm is present, or karyolymph. It is also known as the karyolymph or nuclear matrix. In the nucleoplasm, the net-like structure is present. In interphase nucleus, net-like structure is present in a nucleoplasm. The net-like structure is called as the chromatin material. Chromatin material. Net-like structure. Net-like structure is present in a nucleus. It is called as the chromatin material. Right. The chromatin material is consist of protein DNA, proteins, RNA molecules. Important for objective point of view. Please write it down and highlight. The chromatin material, the net-like structure is present in a nucleus, that's called as chromatin material. So chromatin material is consist of DNA, proteins and RNA. So chromatin material is consist of option 1 is DNA, option 2 is proteins, option 3 is RNA, option 4 is All of them. What is the answer?
Option for all of them.
Option for all of the above, sir.
Very good. Option 4 is the correct answer. All of them. So the term chromatin material was coined by Fleming. Who discovered the nucleus?
Robert Brown.
Robert Brown.
Robert Brown. Robert Brown. Right. Living cell. Living cell was this.
Leeuwenhoek.
Leeuwenhoek.
Edmond Leeuwenhoek. Right. So chromatin material is involved in formation of a rod or ribbon-shaped structures during cell division. So these structures are called chromosomes.
Sir, what is karyolymph, sir?
Karyolymph. The nucleoplasm is also known as karyolymph or nuclear matrix. Another name. Right? Karyon means nucleus. The karyon is the karyon mean. What is the meaning of karyon? Karyon means nucleus. Eukaryotic cell. U means true. Karyon means nucleus. Karyon means nucleus.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right? Is it clear? Right. Okay. Right. The chromatin material. What is the chemical composition of chromatin material? The chromatin material is consist of the DNA, proteins, RNA, so present in a chromatin material. Which part of the nucleus is involved in formation of chromosomes during the cell division? Which part of the
Chromatin.
is
Chromatin.
The chromatin material is involved in formation of a rod or ribbon-shaped structures during cell divisions. During cell division. Whereas in how many cell division is already highlighted about the types of cell divisions now? Mitosis.
2 types, sir.
Yes, mitosis and then meiosis cell
Yes.
division. Yes, during the cell divisions, the chromatin material is condensed into rod or ribbon-shaped structures. So these are called the chromosomes. Right? Chromatin material is involved in formation of a chromosomes. So later we will discuss about the chromosomes. Before that, we have to know the another part of the nucleus. One or more spherical shaped structures are present in the nucleus. So these structures are called as
Nucleolus.
nucleoli. Only one is present means that's called as a nucleolus. More than one spherical shaped structures are present means
Nucleoli.
Nucleoli. Right? Nucleolus is the singular. Nucleoli plural. Many. Right. So this nucleolus is not surrounded by the any membrane. Membrane is not surrounded by nucleolus. Membrane is not surrounded. So this structure is not surrounded by the membrane. Okay. Nucleolus. Nucleus is membrane containing. Membranes are present in a nucleus, outer membrane, inner membrane. Whereas nucleolus is the small spherical shaped structure is present inside the nucleus. Right? What is the function of nucleolus? The nucleolus is involved in the synthesis of ribosomal RNA. Synthesis of ribosomal RNA. What is the function of nucleolus?
Synthesis of
Synthesis
ribosomal.
of RNA.
Synthesis of the ribosomal RNA. So it is active site for synthesis of ribosomal RNA. How many types of ribosomes are there? Already learned about the types of ribosomes.
2 types.
Two types of ribosomes. Each ribosome is consists of how many subunits?
2.
Two subunits. So the RNA which is present in a ribosome is called a
Ribosome.
ribosomal RNA. So the ribosomal RNA, the first synthesized in nucleolus. So later that RNA is released from the nucleolus and it's entered into ribosomes along. So the RNA which is present in a ribosome is called as a ribosomal. So where the ribosomal RNA is synthesized? Ribosomal RNA
Nucleolus.
is synthesized in a nucleolus. Like which of the following structure is involved in formation or synthesis of a ribosomal RNA? Option 1 is ribosomes. Option 2 is centrosomes. Option 3 is nucleolus. Option 4 is all of them.
Option 3, nucleolus.
Very good.
Option 3 nucleolus.
Option 3 is the correct answer. Nucleolus. The nucleolus is involved in the synthesis of the ribosomal RNA. Which of the following structures do not have membranes? Then what is the answer? Which of the following
All of the above.
structures?
All of the above.
Yes, very good. All of the above. Ribosomes. The ribosomes are not surrounded by the membranes. Membranes are not there in ribosomes. Centrosomes are there. Two cylindrical-like structures are there in a centrosome cell organelle. So it is also not surrounded by the membrane, membraneless structure. And nucleolus is also not surrounded by the membrane. So all these structures do not have a membranes. So regarding the objective point of view, based on these structures, they may ask which of the following structures or organelles or components do not have the membranes, means what the option is the correct answer. Right. Regarding the nucleolus, you must remember 2 points that regarding the objective point of view, the function of the nucleolus. The nucleolus is involved in the synthesis of a ribosomal RNA, right? And it is a membrane-less structure. So the more number of nucleoli present, some of the cells are actively involved in the protein synthesis process. Some of the cells are actively involved in protein synthesis. The cells are having more number of nucleoli in nucleus. Right. Some of the cells do not involved in the synthesis of proteins. The cells are having less number of the nucleoli. All right. Is it clear regarding that nucleus? How many parts are there in nucleus? The nucleus is consists of mainly 4 parts: nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm, chromatin material, and next nucleus. Do you have any notes regarding this?
No, sir, no.
No, sir, not.
Right. So which part of the nucleus is involved in formation of chromosomes?
Chromatin material.
Chromatin material. And the number of nucleus is also varies depending upon types of the cells. The number of nucleus is varies depending upon types of the cells. Generally, one nucleus is present in each cell. One nucleus is present in each cell. One nucleus. Right. The presence of one nucleus in a cell is called as monokaryotic cell. Mono means single, or unikaryotic cell. Monokaryotic. Mono means one. Karyon means, what is the meaning of karyon? Nucleus. So one nucleus is present in a cell is called as a monokaryotic.
Monokaryotic cell.
Monokaryotic cell. Right. In some of the cells, majority of the cells are having the one nucleus. In some of the cells, more than one nucleus is present. The presence of two nuclei in a cell is called as dikaryotic cell. Dikaryotic cell. One nucleus is present, monokaryotic cell. Two nuclei are present in cell, dikaryotic cell. Right. In some of the cells, more than two nuclei are present. Some of the cells are having more than two nuclei. So more than two nuclei present in a cell, such cell is called as multikaryotic cell. Monokaryotic, dikaryotic. Multikaryotic. So based on the number of nucleus, monokaryotic, dikaryotic, multikaryotic cell. Right? How many nucleus is present in monokaryotic cell?
One nucleus.
In dikaryotic cell, the number of nuclei?
Two.
In multikaryotic cell,
Many.
more than two. Right.
Sir, example for di and mono, sir. Monokaryotic cells.
Di and mono. Okay. In a root organ, outermost layer. What is the outermost layer?
Epidermis.
Outermost. Yes, outermost layer is the epidermis. Epidermis layer, outermost layer. Here, each cell is consist of one nucleus, monokaryotic. Outermost layer of the stem. What is the outermost layer of the stem?
Bark.
That's epidermis layer is present now.
Yes, sir.
Like in the epidermis layer, epidermis layer is made of several cells. Each cell is consist of one nucleus. The male reproductive structure in flowers. Male reproductive structure, stem, right?
Video.
Outermost layer is the epidermis. Yes, here each epidermal cell is consist of one nucleus, monokaryotic. In the anther organ, already know the parts of the stamen. Each stamen is consist of mainly two parts. What are they? They are one is filament and the second one is the anther. The start of the stamen is called filament. The filament is made of several cells. In each cell, one nucleus is present. In epidermis layer of anther, each cell is having one nucleus. Epidermis layer of the root, epidermis layer of the stem, epidermis layer of the leaf, epidermis layer of the branch, epidermis layer of the flower. Each cell is consists of one nucleus, monokaryotic cells. Internally, in anther, the anther is consists of in transverse section. How many microsporangias are present in anther, diadicus anther? You have learned about the TS of anther, transverse section of anther. How many microsporangias are present in a diadicus anther?
4.
4.
4.
Yes, 4. 4 microsporangias are present in diadicus. Very good. 4 microsporangias are present in a diadicus anther. Which is the outermost layer? Epidermis. Right? Epidermal cell. Each epidermal cell is consisted of one nucleus. Next layer is the endothelium. Endothelium. Right? In endothelium, each cell is consists of one nucleus. Right. Innermost layer of the anther wall is tapetum. Here I drawn the cells, a single row, the blue color cells. So around the microsporangium, these cells are tapetum cells. In tapetum cells, more than one nucleus present. One nucleus is present. That's maybe 2 or more than 2. In a tapetum cell, tapetum layer, several cells are there. Each tapetal cell is consists of 2 nucleus or more than 2 nucleus. Is it clear now? Monokaryotic cells, example, that epidermis layer of the root, stem, branch, leaves, flowers. They are multikaryotic cells in tapetum layer. The tapetum layer cells are having more than 2 or more than 2 nucleus. Is it clear? These are the examples. In tapetum layer, the tapetum layer cells consist of 2 or more than 2 nucleus.
So can triploid phase can be an example for this eukaryotic phase?
Not clear, no? What's the doubt?
So can triploid phase of plant be the example for multikaryotic phase?
Regarding ploid, you are asking.
Yes, sir.
Ploid is during cell division, one nucleus is divided to give rise to. Generally, the 2 steps are there in cell division. One nucleus is divided to give rise to, first of all, one nucleus is divided to give rise to 2 nuclei. Right? The division of nucleus is called as karyokinesis. During cell division, first of all, the nucleus is divided. The division of nucleus is called as karyokinesis. The karyokinesis is followed by cytokinesis. What is cytokinesis? The division of cytoplasm is called as a cytokinesis. First of all, one nucleus is divided to give rise to 2 nuclei. Later, the cytoplasm of the cytoplasm is involved in division that leads to formation of a two progeny cells from one parental cell. Two progeny cells from one parental cell. Now the newly formed cell is having how many nucleus generally? Message me answer.
One.
One nucleus. Right. So here the ploidy, if parental cell is having diploidy condition, the newly formed progeny cells are also having the ploidy diploidy condition. Right. So in some of the tissues, some of the organs, the karyokinesis is not immediately followed by the cytokinesis. In some of the organs or in tissues, for example, in the anther, young anther, during formation of tapetum layer, the cell is, first of all, karyokinesis takes place. One nucleus is divided to give rise to two nuclei. How many nuclei are formed? One nucleus is divided to give rise to two nuclei. These two nuclei again involved in the karyokinesis process. The two nuclei are involved in formation of the four nuclei. Formation of a four nuclei. Right. After the formation of four nuclei, then cytokinesis division takes place. As a result of the cytokinesis, the one cell is divided to give rise to two progeny cells. Now the newly formed progeny cells, each cell is having two nuclei. There is no change in a ploidy. Right. Here the newly formed progeny cells are having, each cell is having how many nuclei? Two nuclei. What is the difference here observed in between these cell divisions of first cell and second cell? In this cell, the karyokinesis is immediately followed by the cytokinesis. Whereas in this, the karyokinesis is not immediately followed by the cytokinesis. There is no changes in the ploidy. So this concept we will discuss in detailed concept. We will discuss in cell cycle and cell division. Right? Do you have any words regarding this?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. Some of the cells, some of the mature cells do not have nucleus. Such cells are known as enucleated cells. Enucleated cell. Nucleated cell, enucleated cell. Nucleated cells means the presence of nucleus. Enucleated cell means age indicates the absence of nucleus. Right here, I draw the two cells. This is marked as a cell A, and second one is marked as a cell B. Right. In which cell the nucleus is present? Cell A or cell B?
Cell A, sir.
Yes, cell A. Yes, the presence of nucleus is the cell is called as nucleated or enucleated cell.
Nucleated.
Nucleated cell.
Nucleated cell. Very good. And the cell B in the cell B, nucleus is
Anucleated cell.
Anucleated cell.
Anucleated cell. Very good. So based on the number of nucleus, monokaryotic, dikaryotic, and multikaryotic cells, based on number of nucleus. One is presented, mono. Two nuclei presented, dikaryotic. More than two nuclei presented, multikaryotic. Right. Enucleated cells. What are the examples for enucleated cells? The erythrocytes of many mammals, mature cells. Important for objective point of view regarding that enucleated cells. Write it down and highlight erythrocytes. Erythrocytes of many mammals. Erythrocytes of the many mammals. And in sieve tube cells in plants, mature sieve tube cells do not having the nucleus. Erythrocytes of many mammals and sieve tube cells. Like which of the following are the enucleated cells? Option 1 is erythrocytes of many mammals. Option 2 is sieve tube cells, mature sieve tube cells. Right. And option 3, erythrocytes of all mammals. Option 4 is 1 and 2.
Option for 1 and 2, sir.
Very good. Option 4 is the correct answer. 1 and 2.
Sir, can you give example of a mammal which has nucleated cells, sir?
Nucleated, for example, human beings. Enucleated. Any nucleated camels. In camels, the erythrocytes are having the nucleus, nucleated.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. Have you helped erythrocytes of many mammals and sieve tube cells? Please listen me answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Right. Chromatin material is involved in formation of
Chromosome.
Chromosomes.
chromatin material is involved in formation of a chromosome. How many chromosomes are present in human beings? Diploid cell.
46.
46.
Sir.
Yes, 46 chromosomes are present. Each chromosome is having DNA molecule now.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Chromosome is consist of the DNA molecule. If this the DNA molecule, the 2 meters long DNA molecule is present in 46 chromosomes of the diploid cell. How many meters long DNA is present? Long DNA molecule is distributed
2 meter long.
2 meters long. The 2 meters long DNA is distributed in 46 chromosomes. 2 meters long DNA is distributed in 46 chromosomes of the human being diploid cell. Whereas in haploid cells, sperm,
23 chromosomes, sir.
sperm's egg or ovum is consists of 23 chromosomes. Right? In 23 chromosomes means that in a haploid cells, the 1 meter long DNA molecule is distributed in haploid cells, like as in the sperm, egg or ovum cells. The sperm, egg or ovum is consist of the 23 chromosomes. 2 meters long DNA is distributed in 46 chromosomes of diploid cells, whereas in the haploid cells, the 1 meter long DNA is distributed in haploid cells of the human beings. Is it clear? Do you have any doubts regarding this?
No, sir.
Highlight that sentence, important for objective point of view.
So what's the length of DNA, sir?
Yes, sir.
What's the length of DNA, sir? You told long DNA. The length of DNA.
It's 2 meters long DNA molecule. 2 meters.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
Sir, in every DNA molecule, 2 meter long DNA is present, sir.
No, each chromosome is having one DNA molecule. No? If
Yes, sir.
all the DNA molecules are arranged one above the other, like that's all the DNA. Each chromosome is having the DNA molecule. If all these DNA molecules are attached, joined one above the other, so that comes around 2 meters long. Each chromosome is having one DNA. Right? Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right, each chromosome is having primary construction on centromere. Have you drawn this diagram? Please message me answer in chat box.
Yes, sir. Drawn, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Each chromosome is having centromere or primary construction. The centromere is surrounded by the disc-like structure that's called as kinetochore. Centromere is surrounded by the disc-like structure that's called as kinetochore. Okay, what is kinetochore? The centromere or primary construction is surrounded by the disc-like structure that's called as kinetochore region. Centromere is surrounded by which part?
Kinetophore.
Kinetochore region. Kinetochore region. So based on the position of centromere, the chromosomes are differentiated into 4 types. What are they? They are: one is metacentric chromosome,
Sir, based on what, sir?
based on position of the centromere. Based on the position of the centromere. So whether it is exactly located at center or it is away from the center, slightly away from the center, or it's near to the end of one end of the chromosome, based on the position. Is it clear enough? Right? Based
Clear.
on based on the position of the centromere region. Based on position of centromere, the chromosomes are differentiated into the 4 types. One is metacentric chromosome, second one is submetacentric chromosome, third one is acrocentric chromosome, fourth one is telocentric chromosome. Telocentric chromosome. Right, how many types of chromosomes are there based on position of centromere?
4, sir.
Four types. One is metacentric, second one is submetacentric, third one is acrocentric, fourth one is the telocentric chromosome. Right. The first one is metacentric chromosome. In a metacentric chromosome, the centromere is located exactly at center region of the chromosome. Centromere is located at center. Each chromosome is having 2 arms. Each chromosome is having how many arms?
4 arms.
This is one complete one arm.
2 arms.
Yes,
2 arms.
2 arms. Right. So where the centromere is located in metacentric chromosome?
Center.
Center of the chromosome. So the 2 equal arms are present in a metacentric chromosome. During the cell division, the metacentric chromosome is attained V-shape. During the cell division, the spindle fibers attach the kinetochore region of the chromosome. Spindle fibers, where they are attached during cell division, the spindle fibers are attached at kinetochore region. What is kinetochore? The centromere is surrounded with a disc-like structure. That's called kinetochore. The spindle fibers are attached at the kinetochore region. What is the function of spindle fibers during cell division? The spindle fibers are involved in the splitting, the breakdown of the chromosomes. Okay, in one of the phase, what is karyokinesis? Karyokinesis. Karyokinesis means the division of nucleus. Division of nucleus, right? The karyokinesis is having the 4 substages. They are, one is prophase, second one is metaphase, third one is anaphase, fourth one is telophase. Fourth one is the telophase. In the anaphase of the cell division, the metacentric chromosome, both these plus Pramara. What about the remaining students?
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Clear, sir.
Oh, okay, right. In which phase the metacentric chromosome attains V shape? In which phase?
Anaphase.
Anaphase of the cell. That is important for objective point of view. And shape also important. The V shape. The metacentric chromosome appears like as V shape during anaphase of the cell division. Which of the following chromosome appears like as V shape during cell division? Option 1 metacentric, option 2 submetacentric, option 3 acrocentric, option 4 telocentric chromosome. Very good. Option 1
metacentric chromosome.
is option 1 is the correct answer, metacentric chromosome. Right. What is the next one? The next one, submetacentric chromosome. In submetacentric chromosome, the centromere is slightly away from the center. Centromere is slightly away from the center. Suppose here, located at center region, the slightly away from the center. That's maybe located here, towards this upper side or towards the lower side, slightly away from the center. The centromere is slightly away from the center. Right. In the first chromosome is here. Where is the centromere is located? Centromere is located exactly
At the center.
yes, at the center. Whereas in this chromosome, the slightly away from the center, such chromosome is called as submetacentric chromosome. Submetacentric chromosome. So did you get the difference in between meta and submetacentric chromosome? In metacentric, centromere is located exactly at center of the chromosome, metacentric chromosome. Whereas in submetacentric chromosome, centromere is slightly away from the center. Right. The submetacentric chromosome appears like as L shape during cell division. L shape during cell division. V shape metacentric, L shape submetacentric.
Sir, at which phase, sir?
Anaphase only. Anaphase of the cell division. So these chromosomes or attain different shapes in anaphase of the cell division, not in a prophase, metaphase, or in telophase. Is it clear? The cell divisions, we will another chapter. There we will discuss about how the chromosomes are split while moving of how the migrated chromosomes from center to how they are arranged in metaphase. That in detail characters we will discuss in cell cycle and cell division chapter. In anaphase, during karyokinesis, anaphase of the cell division, the chromosomes are attained different shapes. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very well. So in submetacentric chromosome, the centromere is slightly away from the center, and here one is long arm, and another one is short arm. Equal arms are present in which chromosome? Message me answer. Equal
Metacentric.
Metacentric chromosome.
right. Unequal arms, whereas in submetacentric chromosome, the centromere is slightly away from the center. Hence, the one of the arm is long and the other one is short arm. One arm is long and the other arm of chromosome is short. Right? Unequal arms are present in which of the following chromosome? Option 1 is metacentric, option 2 is submetacentric, option 3 is 1 and 2, option 4 is none of these.
Option 2, submetacentric.
Submetacentric. Very good. Option 2. Equal arms are present in which of the following chromosome? Then what is the answer?
Option 1, metacentric.
Option 1, very good. Metacentric. So which of the following are the types of chromosomes based on position of a centromere? Option 1 is
Option 3, sir.
Option 2 submetacentric. Option 3 1 and 2.
Option 3, 1.
Option 3 1 and 2. Right, submetacentric chromosome. What is the third one? Third type of the chromosome?
Acrocentric, sir.
Acrocentric. In an acrocentric chromosome, the centromere is located near to its one end of the chromosome. Position in metacentric, that is exactly located center, whereas in submetacentric, that is slightly away from the center, slightly away. In metacentric, that is center. Submetacentric, slightly away from the center. Acrocentric, that's near to its one end of the arm of chromosome. Right. In this chromosome, one is long, very extremely long arm. One is very long. One of the arm is very long, and another arm is very short. One of the arm of chromosome is very long and the other one is very short. Two unequal arms are present in submetacentric too and acrocentric chromosome also. Right? Which of the following chromosomes are having unequal arms? Option 1 is acrocentric, option 2 is submetacentric, option 3 is metacentric, option 4 is 1 and 2. What is the answer?
1 and
1 and 2. In which of the following chromosome extremely very long and very short arms are present, then what is the answer?
Option 1.
Option 1, very good. Acrocentric chromosomes. Acrocentric chromosomes. So sometimes they may ask the unequal arms are present in which of the following chromosomes? Unequal arms are present in acrocentric and submetacentric also. Among these two, in acrocentric chromosome, one arm is very long and the another one is the very short.
Sir, where centromere is present, sir, in acrocentric?
Yes, madam.
Sir, where centromere is present, sir, in acrocentric chromosome?
Acrocentric chromosome.
Sir, that
Shape.
centromere.
Centromere is located near to its one end of the chromosome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you will. Right here it appears like as J shape. Attain J shape. Right. What is the shape of the metacentric chromosome during cell division?
V shape.
V shape. Submetacentric.
L
L
shape.
shape. Right. Acrocentric chromosome.
J shape.
J shape. So the shape of the chromosome is varies with.
Shapes are formed with spindle fibers.
What's your doubt? Not clear.
Sir, is these shapes are formed with spindle fibers?
Yes, spindle fibers are pulls the chromosomes during cell division. The spindle fibers or pulls the chromosomes towards the poles. Okay. Later, the splitting part of the chromosome moves towards the poles of a cell. While moving, the splitting chromosomes are attaining different shapes. That's maybe V, L, J, I. Is it clear now?
Thank you.
Okay, next. So the remaining concept is not there for this chapter. No, don't read about the types of chromosomes and secondary construction. A few concept is not completed. Don't read about this. Okay, now? Do you have any doubts now regarding this?
No doubt.
Oh,
Thank you, sir. Bye.
okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
welcome. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Nana. You're welcome. Bye bye.